Sunk cost fallacy is a great one. I
It
like
really
it.
is. I really like sunk cost fallacy because it happens so often.
Yeah.
Like people just do not want to admit when things are going wrong and make it look bad by losing all this money, but like not realizing how much money you're going to lose
Yeah.
if you continue in the wrong direction.
I think as well, it's like um, some people, they, there's the rhetoric of like, oh, you got to finish what you started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't quit.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be a quitter. Finish what you started, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And I think that like directly
Hmm.
contradicts or not contradicts, but encourages the sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It's
like
like, but I've started this, I've put all of this stuff into it, like I've got to see it to the end. And you're just like,
yeah,
well, if it's obviously failing, maybe don't.
yeah, yeah. Nobody wants to go to their manager and say, look, this idea I had is failing hugely.
No, no,
Uh,
no.
even though, well, it depends on the manager, right? Because if the
Mm.
manager appreciates the honesty, or they're like, okay, well, at least you know that, and we can stop it now before we lose any more money. But how often would a manager
Mm.
be have that reaction? I don't know. I don't know. Like I'd be afraid nearly to call something quits as well. Just purely because everyone's so used to just continuing on.
Yeah, we did. So I think there's some places that are say, fail fast, fail often.
Mm,
Which
hmm.
is like, yeah, try everything out, but like, call it quits when it's ready. Like if you're gonna fail, do it quickly and then
Yeah, yeah.
iterate and get on to the next thing. Speaking
Okay,
of
yeah.
self-cost fallacy, we have been in the working world for at least 20 years, maybe 20 years. What have we seen in the workplace for so long that we should just stop doing?
I don't know if we even have time to discuss that because honestly, somebody should write a book on all the like really annoying things about the workplace, or not even annoying things, but things that just don't work, but they insist on continuing
Yeah.
no
What
matter
are
what.
we leaving behind in 2024? What do we want to see coming in 2025?
Have you thought of any?
I've actually thought of one that I don't want to leave behind in 2024 and I
Okay.
want to see continue into 2025,
Okay.
which is DEI initiatives,
Mm.
because there seems to be a lot of companies rolling back their DEI initiatives, which I think is a
Hmm.
terrible thing. And I actually think that that should continue into 2025. I think DEI initiatives are very important
Hmm.
and we should continue to do
Hmm.
them in the workplace. And I really do not enjoy hearing about companies rolling them back.
Yeah. And indirectly the return to office affecting that. Like that's a huge reason why DEI is like going the other way rather than increasing, or
Yeah,
um
yeah, because
so
we did the video on the Amazon's RTO, and we said they must realize how this is going to massively
yeah.
affect all of these marginalized groups. And then like there's so many companies that are like, oh yeah, we don't care about those anymore. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. If Amazon's doing it, we're
And
gonna
we're
do it.
like, okay, that was obvious. We should have called that it's
Yeah.
clear they just don't. Well, we did call that. We said it's clear that they don't care. Like they know this.
Yeah.
They decided it's not important
Yeah.
anyway. I was just
Yeah.
surprised to see companies officially and out loud with their full chest say we're
Mm.
rolling back or minimizing D&I initiatives that we used to have.
Yeah.
I'm
And they're
like,
not saying it directly, but they're implying it, or
yeah,
yeah, through their return to office mandates, because yeah, they don't say it, but obviously it's going to affect them. But
yeah,
it's been kept quite quiet. They've managed to kind of pare back the kind of news about how that affects DE, and I have seen maybe a couple of articles here and there about it, but nothing to say like this will hugely affect the progress we've made, for women, for minority groups, even like people with disabilities who can't get to the office. Just, I know there's probably workarounds for those type of things, but still, it just seems like this blanket return to office is very ignorant.
it is.
And yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to see RTO stay in 2024 and go back to what
yeah.
works for the company in 2025. Because
Amazon will
like,
just be like, just kidding.
yeah, I know. It's funny because like it's there's some companies, I mean there are companies who are saying out loud we're rolling back our D&I initiatives. But it's the ones that are like, oh, big RTO and completely separate and not related at all. we're rolling back our D9
Yeah.
initiatives, and you're like, hmm, hmm.
This has nothing to do with it, you hear?
Yeah, no, 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 they don't. We're not. They don't talk to each other.
One has nothing to do with the other, or one is not affected by the other,
Yeah,
even though
yeah,
it largely is.
yeah. So I'm
That's
disheartened by
yeah,
that move in 2024. I would like to leave all those moves back in 2024, and I would like people
yeah,
to come back to their senses in 2025, where it
yeah.
comes to those two things.
Because since we
That's
had that discussion about Amazon's return to office mandate, and you can view our video on that, analyzing it in depth, the communication that went out to employees. But since then, so many other companies have mandated return to work 5 days or four even, which I'm like, if you're doing three already, why increase it to four? Is that really going to make your productivity, you know, increase a massive amount? Like, probably not.
yeah,
It just seems like
no.
pointless thing that makes people annoyed.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, like why?
yeah,
Just leave it at three. I know a company that has increased it from three to four, and it really has thrown a spanner in the works for a lot of people. Like, say I know a girl who's like a mom of two, and she has it all sorted out for 2 days a week, that she has care. Now the 4 days a week, it just throws it
yeah.
like into disarray because she has to figure out an extra day's childcare where it has works for so long on 3 days,
Mhm.
and just to commute as well, quite a long way. So it really just does emphasize that they really don't seem to care about DE and I. But yeah,
Yes, yeah. We will be our lone
yeah,
screamers in the void. Although we're not alone.
hmm
There's plenty of people screaming into the void.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just on a snowball that we don't really seem to be able to grasp at the moment, but we'll see.
hmm
We'll see. All of these
hmm
things tend to come in cycles. Hopefully it'll come back around again. Um, yeah, so that was like a big one. One thing I would like to see left behind in 2024 is the lack of investment in startups. This is my optimistic thinking. Maybe naively optimistic. There has been, in case people don't know, a big downturn in investment in startups because of the economy. Like let's not push it. There's just not as much money about, and we have seen an uptick in it coming back. And I've seen some people describe that uptake varying from it'll be maybe a little bit better to 2025 is the year we're going to be able to print money again. So I mean, you choose your that one. And so in 2025, I would like to see a lot more startups being invested in going forward because we need a little bit more disruptive innovation. I think we're seeing a lot of the same stuff in tech coming out. Obviously, everybody's on the AI bandwagon, as they kind of should be, to be clear.
hmm
But like we're there's a lot of people bootstrapping like really good disruptive stuff that's like good for society, and just not getting like the
Yeah.
investment we need. So it would be great if we even more optimistic. This is like the full naivety coming out. I would love to see investment into um, tech innovations that are not going to make a huge amount of money, but they will be great for society.
Mm. hmm
That's obviously less likely to happen. I would love to see a lot more investment in those kind of things than
hmm
than just the ones hoping to be a unicorn
Yeah,
or
they're less
an
flashy, aren't they?
AI toaster.
An AI toaster.
I don't know. I'm assuming it exists.
How would it differ to a normal toaster?
That's a great question. I'm sure they could give you a
Oh, you
50
didn't have this
slide
planned. I thought,
PowerPoint presentation that
okay.
explains exactly how. Um,
Just, I can't even imagine what I would do. But anyway, that's not for me. I'm not a tech person. Somebody else can figure it out.
Yeah, I think it would probably be you would put in the thing into the toaster, and over time it would learn your preferences. So it would recognize that one you put in a bagel and exactly how you like bagels. And it would
Oh,
do that.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So you
I
wouldn't have
actually,
to.
do you know what? I'm going to stop this because I don't want to talk us into thinking that an AI toaster is a good thing.
Wait, are we creating a product? Is this our new business venture? Imagine.
And then
Oh
can
my
I just
God.
say, I love toast. So if
Me
anybody can be
too.
convinced by an AI toaster, it would be
I
me.
know.
I'm
We're
not.
laughing now, but someone
Uh,
who hears this and takes that idea and runs with it, like, yeah. we'll be
I
the
know. We'll be
fools.
crying all the way to our
All the way.
overdrafts, probably.
Oh my God, in like 50 years, be like, I had a great idea
Idea
one day.
for an AI toaster. We didn't
Oh
do it.
dear. Oh well. Um, what else could be left in 2024? Of course, the use of culture as a ruse for everything, or
Yes.
as a distraction from the real problems or the real reasons that,
Yeah.
for example, they're bringing people back to the office, like we said. Just the overuse of the word culture just doesn't mean anything anymore. And you've said before, it gives you the ick.
Yeah.
So
I would
yeah,
like to see then, like in the same vein, like
yeah.
leave that behind in 2024. In 2025, bring back the absolute radical concept that you should treat your employees like adults and
Mm,
expect them to behave like adults, knowing that there's always going to be some outliers, but that's life.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And so that
yeah.
I would love to see that in 2025 and more companies just treating their workplaces like a workplace full of
Mm-hmm.
adults and
Mm-hmm.
speaking to them accordingly, treating them accordingly, giving them information accordingly, letting them make
Yeah,
decisions accordingly.
yeah.
That would be a great thing to see.
Mm-hmm. And also, people need to calm down. Like, especially people in corporate environments. Like, just relax. It's not like life threatening, jobs you're doing, but like people
Your
seem to
AI
believe,
toaster accidentally burns your bagel. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. I mean, just calm down. I feel like
Yeah.
everyone's so wound up and just like trying to get one up on each other all the time. And it's just like, come on, like it's just a job. Like we're all trying to make it through the day and we don't need other people like pissing us off for no reason and just because. So, you need a communications plan by tomorrow. Like, wow, okay, just calm down, you know? So,
Yeah.
or yeah,
Everything is an emergency. Nothing is an
nothing.
emergency. This is
Hmm.
something that is true.
Hmm.
And
So
yeah,
yeah, making emergencies out of everything is something I want to leave behind because
yeah,
yeah, as I said, it just nothing has any weight then if everything is an emergency. So yeah, really stop taking a step back and being like, do I really need to go as hard on this? Is it that important? It is important to the job, but like, it's not a life or death where I have to be rude or I have to be, just micromanaging people like
mm,
so badly. Um, so yeah, just calming down is another one that I would like to bring into 2025, which would be
over
great.
buggy. That's what we will just tell people. We'll introduce that Irish
Oh
phrase
yeah.
into everything.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make it a global phenomenon.
Tell them what it means.
Make it easy. Technically, doesn't it mean take it softly?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Take it
yeah.
easy. Take it honey.
Or as they would say, like relax the cax, you know? That's what I'm gonna say to an executive.
Can you imagine?
Relax the cats. Be
Just
grand.
chill out, man.
Chill out. Oh dear. And then one other one would be using performance improvement plans to push people out of jobs. We're on to you. Everyone's on to you.
We're on to you.
So yeah, don't try and lead us down the garden path, saying that if we improve our performance, you'll get to
Yeah,
stay.
that's true. I think that comes under the same vein of like treat your employees like adults.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
stop infantilizing your workforce.
Mm.
That would
Someone
be
has come up with that idea, like, okay, we'll use performance improvement plans, but not. It's kind of like a known thing, but it's not like written down anywhere. That type of
Mhm.
idea that it's an unwritten rule or something because no one's ever going to write down like in a HR policy, okay, we'll put them on a performance improvement plan and then let them fail or help them fail and then kick them out. But it's kind
Nope.
of just
Sorry, go on.
no, no, no. I was just going to say it's just kind of assumed that if they want to get rid of them, that's what they would do. But in some cases, obviously, they have worked, and you have talked about that before.
No, that's fine. I was going to say, do you know what we should do? We should get a HR expert in to talk about
Oh my God.
legalities. And I have just the one in mind. Anybody
Oh my
wants
God.
to know? We will do
Think
that
I know.
soon.
Think I know who you're
Um,
talking about.
yeah.
Great. I'd love to hear about it from a HR perspective.
yeah,
Like, do people ever say, okay, look, we want to get rid of them, but we're gonna do the performance improvement plan,
yeah,
or do they generally have good intentions and then it's like last resort, we're gonna get rid of them. They
yeah.
didn't want to do it, but the person is not performing.
And also, like, is there an alternative, right? Because as far as I know, one of the big reasons people use PIPs in Canada anyway is to have cause, to let somebody
Yeah.
go with cause. But like, surely there's a better way
Don't call
that
me
still,
Shirley.
like, falls within like the legal bounds of being able to give them, because a lot of it, it's like why it's so bad is the deception, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if you went to someone and said, look, you're not performing up to our expectations, like, here's what you need to do to get it better, and you have this amount of time, otherwise, like, it's not going to
Yeah.
work out. If people would, I mean, they'd probably be mad about it, but it would be less bad
Mm.
than saying, hey, like, here's a pip and it's all going to be great. No one's
Mm-hmm.
planning on firing you anyway. Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
there has to be a better, maybe there isn't a better way. So I think, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we'll get her in and ask her
Yeah, we'll see.
better than
Yeah,
us.
that's the thing. Like, maybe there's no better way to do things
Yeah, yeah.
without blatantly saying out loud, like, I don't like you, I want to get rid of you.
Right. Because then you fall into, like, if you're creating like a toxic work environment,
Yeah, yeah, you have to
constructive
be.
dismissal comes into like it in a big way as well. Like, there's a
Hmm.
lot of kind of overlapping like legal
Yeah.
concerns.
It's just like
So
everyone's dancing around everything, trying to do things without doing or saying the truth.
and there's a possibility, like, I mean, like, legal systems aren't black and white, regardless of what we
Yeah.
might like to think. And so it could be that you're taking the most conservative, like, risk averse path that
Hmm.
is incredibly overcomplicated. And
Yeah.
maybe there's like a middle ground that, like, yeah, maybe there's like a small risk that someone could, react badly and try to sue you. But like, for the most part, this is the best possible way to deal with this for most people. And
Hmm.
taking that angle right as well. And yeah, so I
Hmm.
don't know. So we'll do that. So what we will do in 2025 is bring some other experts in,
Hmm.
talk about this
Yeah. Who've
stuff.
actual
That would be great.
experience in it.